Times Square, smack dab in the middle of New York City. Just a short stroll from Madison Square Garden, where the Campbells International Figure Skating Classic is underway. And hi again, everybody. I'm Terry Gannon. We're thrilled to have you along, and what a way to raise the curtain on a brand new season of figure skating here on ABC Sports. Can't afford a trip around the world? Neither can I, but don't worry about it. Over the course of the next 7 months, we're going to take you there. From the heart of Manhattan to the heartland of America, to world-class cities like Moscow, Beijing, and Paris. We'll follow the sport's top performers, bring you all the marquee events like the U.S. National Championships, the World Championships, and the Grand Prix Final. I am thrilled to be starting my 9th year of figure skating coverage here on ABC Sports, but my colleague, Peggy Fleming, is beginning her 23rd year with ABC, and right now, she is very much enjoying her job over in Central Park. Peggy?
Thank you, Terry. The big story in women's figure skating is the reigning Olympic champion, Sarah Hughes, won't be back this season. She has found a new life as a student at Yale University and is very happy. The reigning world champion and Olympic bronze medalist is here. Michelle Kwan is skating a very limited schedule this season, and her goal this year is to capture an amazing 8th national title. But standing in the wings is Sasha Cohen, who is the most exquisite and most brilliantly technical skater that has come along in decades. This should be Sasha's year, but it will only happen if Sasha can keep her focus under the pressure of competition. And now let's go to our colleague, Dick Button, and I think I've heard from around town that he has finally made it to Carnegie Deli.
Thanks, Peggy. You know, of course I'm right here, and I'm really pleased that the first major skating event of the season is here in my favorite city in the whole world. That's because I can get food from anywhere in the world. The sandwiches that you buy here are so big they will feed you for an entire week.
Yeah, Dick, here's your second sandwich. Enjoy.
Thank you very much. And by the way, they're very good for your diet. But you know, the skating dinner that we're going to see this coming year will encompass all of the major countries of the world, skaters around the world, and some of the most exciting events we've ever seen. We're going to see the explosive athleticism of Evgeny Plushenko from Russia. We'll see the blurred revolutions of Timothy Gable and the danceability of Michael Weiss, both of the United States. Skating always provides beauty and glamour and great sportsmanship. And one other thing it always has is the unexpected. And maybe the most exciting part of that this year will come from the judges' stand. As Al Jolson said, you ain't seen nothing yet. But come to think of it, I think I have seen it all.
Would you please all welcome Ryan Yankee.
So from Carnegie Deli back inside Madison Square Garden, and Dick Button didn't even bring us a sandwich. How dare you, Mr. Button?
I couldn't carry it.
On the ice, the 25-year-old from Grosse Pointe Farms, Michigan, Ryan Yankee. Quite an accomplishment for Ryan Yankee last season when he stood on the podium at the U.S. National Championships. He won the bronze medal the previous season. He came in 8th.
He's a very elegant skater and a very stylish. And he's had a lot of problems with triple axels all along, and that is still bugging him right here. You know, he's an interesting fellow, though. He works in his church, does ministries for children, for disabled, and he and his wife together teach a Sunday school class. I think that's pretty terrific. This next move, the triple toe.
Big step up for him last season when he won the bronze medal at Nationals. Because of that, he was named to the 4 Continents team and also the World Championship team, where he came in 13th.
I think the problem with him has been maintaining a consistent flow of jumps where no mistakes are constantly disrupting the flow of the program. He could be more consistent. Even right there in that 2-jump combination, he did a double turn between the 2 jumps, and that's a no-no.
Dick, you talked during Timothy Gable's performance about how tough it is to start the season and be sharp. A skater is also going out there, if it's a new program, trying to get a reaction from the judges, from people in the skating community. How different do you think these programs will be, say, 2-3 months from now than they are now?
Different in the following sense, that they will have modified them, have added bits and pieces here and there, if not more so. But more important than that, they will be comfortable in the program.
See the much talked about new scoring system next week at Smart One Skate America.
Another triple axel, but that did not end up being a good one because it only was a double. And secondly of all, the entrance edge skidded right off, and that was the problem with that jump. The triple axels have been a danger signal for him.
One more thing about that new scoring system. It is a touchscreen scoring system used by the judges, and it's not based on deductions, but you can actually be given more points for a very successful element. And many of the skaters have talked about it. They're anxious to see it in play, and I think some are excited about it.
Good position. Look at the forward outside edge there. Now that's one of the things that will be given extra added value in the new judging system. Beautiful position on that Campbell. He's a very stylish skater. He just needs solidity in his triple jumps, consistency in his triple jumps. Even there, he popped out of it. Straight line footwork. And that was intended to be a triple, but again, he just fell right out of it. You cannot go into a skating season with these kind of mistakes and expect to succeed with them. You know, he's a wonderful skater. He has an elegant line on the ice, and he's a really interesting, and you know, I mean, I like his skating very much. I just hope he can come to grips with these triple jumps and get them so that he can complete them on a regular basis.
25-year-old, originally from Michigan, who now lives and trains in Colorado Springs, Ryan Yankee. We'll come back to check his marks in just a moment. When we come back, the two-time world bronze medalist, Michael Weiss. Don't know how he finds the time, but away from the ice, he has plenty of interests.
We have an unfinished basement, and I decided to tackle the job of finishing the basement in my house. I really like making things with my hands and doing stuff around the house. And you know, being a homeowner now, it makes it that much more fun to go out and actually, you know, buy saws and buy cool stuff at Home Depot, and then work on the house. I enjoy it. I like to see the finished product when I do it. It's cool.
Quad in this performance. Why?
It's a brand new program for me, and I really wanted to just go and skate the program well, not worry about the jumps for a change. It's something really that I've been concentrating on, working on the artistry this summer and being able to skate the program as a whole. And I think going out first event of the year, not having to worry about jumps really gave me that opportunity. And you know, I felt like I skated well, I skated the program well, and that's all I really came here to do.
How do you rate the performance?
I think it was good. I mean, I certainly have skated it better, and certainly I'm looking forward to improving on it through the year. But I think for the first start, I think I did a really good job.
All right, have a good season.
Thank you.
All right, Peter, thank you very much.
Two-time world bronze medalist and three-time United States national champion, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Weiss.
It is Michael Weiss on the ice right now, the 27-year-old from Fairfax, Virginia, the three-time U.S. champion. Twice he has won the bronze medal at the World Championships. An up-and-down season last year. The last few seasons have been that way, but he's come through peak moments to win. Went through most of last season, then had that great win at Trophy La Ligue. Trying to be more consistent this year, though. Patriotic theme to this free skate.
The choice of When Johnny Comes Marching Home, Amazing Grace, and Battle Hymn of the Republic. If he can't get the audience on their feet with this, he won't get it with anything. But there's his quad toe, the jump that he has had the most difficult time with right throughout his career. I think the big question is, will he ever be able to get that on a consistent kind of basis? You just can't miss that major quadruple jump. Here it is again. A triple, rather.
By the way, the marks for Ryan Yankee range from 5.0 to 5.4 for technical merit and 4.9 to 5.4 for presentation. Remember last year, after a disappointing finish at Skate America, he left his longtime coach, Andre Wisiger, now coached by Don Laws. The previous season, he was so disappointed with how he had skated, he thought about leaving the sport. No such thoughts as he starts a new season this time.
Double axel. Now, you know, you just have got to look at the takeoff edge of that to see that it's not solid and steady and straight. And unless you have a clean edge going up into it, or at least a very well-controlled edge that doesn't slide off like that, you're not going to make that jump consistent. Triple axel again. One of the requirements in skating are two different step sequences. This one is a circular one.
Dick, you talked about getting the audience on their feet with this music. Do skaters think about where the major competitions in a given year are being held when they put together programs? For example, the World Championships are in Germany this year.
Well, I don't think this music
I don't
applies
think this
to that.
might, play there.
Sometimes it happens, though. Well, that was a start for the year. Some good elements to it. The music is wonderful, I think, and it's really fine. He did do 6 triples, although there were some really sort of difficult moments in that time.
problem with the quad, couple other elements. Do you like the program overall, though?
Not yet, but I think it'll get there. Hopefully it will get there. The music kind of, it's such stirring music depending upon the orchestration, and I think this could use a better pull together of music to give more uplift to it. Now the quadruple toe has always been his nemesis. Look right here. The turns, the revolutions, he double foots the landing, cannot unhook in time, and of course it results in a fall. Later on the program, he does this shoot the duck forward. That's a wonderful old move right into this triple flip jump and a double toe. That was very nice.
Michael along with his wife Lisa and Don Laws, his coach. First set 5-2 to 5-6. Now the second set for presentation, 5.5 up to 5.7. And his placement's a first place there, but the rest twos. And so Weiss is in second in back of Timothy Gable. Coming up next, it's Takeshi Honda of Japan. He's made it to the podium the last 2 years at Worlds. That's after this match, just blocks away from Broadway in the Theater District here in the Big Apple. Michelle Kwan and the ladies get set to take the ice in just a little bit at Madison Square Garden.
Four Continents champion and
Timothy Gable, your leader over Michael Weiss, and then it's Ryan Yankee. 3 Americans to start off the show for the men, but here is Takeshi Honda from Japan, the 22-year-old who's a 2-time world bronze medalist. Last year was the second consecutive season that he stood on the podium at the World Championships.
Opening quadruple combination. He popped even the quad pro, never got into a second part. I think the men have been having trouble with these very demanding jumps.
It's a quadless event so far.
Yep. But here he's again applied a quadruple Salchow. He's intended it. And that was a triple. Honda's a very good athlete. He really just does flow well. I wish he'd kind of look up a little more instead of bending down towards the ice. That triple axel popped on the landing. Fell out of the landing, rather.
He's been on the scene for a long time. He's only 22 years old, but last season he made his 8th trip to the World Championships. Back in '96, he became the youngest Japanese champion ever at the age of 14.
Now he's planned another chance at a quadruple right here. Nice revolution, nice height, no landing.
2 out of 3.
Yeah.
Worked a long time with Doug Lee and Michelle Lee, his coaches, but now he's working with Nikolai Morozov, his choreographer. Do you see a difference?
Well, in the choreography, yes. I think there's a sort of a sensitiveness and a line to it. You can see the influence, I think, of Morozov on this. there's not a lot of flamboyant arm movement. There's you know, superfluous arm movement in this. It's just a sort of straightforward skating, and I kind of like that. Even if he does drop his back over on the landing of that triple flip jump. These are called moves in the field: spread eagles, spirals, edges. Now you see how that spin traveled after he landed? That's not centered. Not a good spin, not a good landing. Straight line footwork. Everybody trying to copy the success that Yagudin had in his straight line movements. Unfortunately, they don't do it with quite enough energy and speed, and it slows down the program. You know, I really take my hat off to these guys for trying. It's a tough scene to be in at this stage of the game, to try to pull off a world and Olympic class performance, which is what we're expecting. And it's still only the very beginning of October. I mean, you know, the middle of the month is just too soon to be able to pull this together.
Might want to leave the quads at home. Just forget about them. Go out there and do triples here in the first competitive event of the season as we kick off a new year here on ABC. Takeshi Honda.
Now, all too often, this is what happens with the attempts at the quad toes. Right here, step, turns. Now, good tight legs in the end. Lands it double-footed, can't pop out of it, can't edge out of it, and of course, it doesn't work.
There's his coach, Doug Lee, alongside in the kiss and cry area, and now the first set for technical merit. A low of 5.0 up to 5.3.
There's a wide variety, because the fact is he only did 3 triples. He did no quads in the technical aspect of this program. Remember, we're still in a marking system that calls for those kind of moves.
Exactly. This is the traditional system. The presentation marks 5.3 to 5.6. A couple of 3s, but the rest 4s. And he is in 4th place behind Ryan Yankee. A disappointing start to the season for Takeshi Honda. When we come back, the world champion takes the ice. Yevgeny Plushenko from Russia, who knows he'll have to deal with a knee injury throughout the year.
When I skate in practice, I always thinking about my knee. Always. Always I'm thinking, like, when I'm watching TV, you know. It's hard, but I think we have great doctors. Now I did more sleep, more like relaxing, special preparation for my knee. So I want the same like last year. I want to win everything, of course, and I look forward, of course, to Olympic Games.
So now it's up to Yevgeny Plushenko, the reigning world champion. He was absolutely perfect last season. 7-0 his record last year, and he basically was not challenged. Maybe at the World Championships, Timothy Gable was right there, but Plushenko was far and away the best, and trying to do that again today here at Madison Square Garden. Gable, Weiss, Yankee, 3 Americans making up the top 3 as Yevgeny Plushenko takes the ice. Hard to believe, Dick, that he's only 20 years of age at this point, huh?
He's had a wonderful career. You know, I really feel sorry for him with this injured knee, and I hope in a sense that he cuts back on some of his quadruples here, because there's no need to put the pressure on his legs at this particular point that will call. Yet on the other hand, he's got 2 planned, and what can I tell you? I mean, you make your choice.
I'm glad he's not listening to you. Hey, go ahead and try the quads. Let's see him.
Well, I'd like to see him not injure himself over the year. Music, St. Petersburg 300, used last year.
honor of the celebration of St. Petersburg being 300 years old. He threw a big party as a part of that this summer.
Now here comes this quadruple toe. Beautiful landing. He very sensibly did not make it a triple combination, a multiple combination jump. There might have been a little two-footing on the landing. But there was a clean one with a triple toe. Now that's sort of taking ease on the first one when you feel there's a problem and letting it and adding the triple toe combination part to the second jump, changing your mind in the middle.
His right knee will be a major story all season long. See if he can hold up throughout a long competitive season. Taking a chance with that torn meniscus. Not getting it taken care of before this season.
Triple onside. Neat and clean and very beautiful. He's a wonderful athlete, and these jumps are just flowing out of him. Triple axel again. Oh, look at the, wow, did you see how he leaned over on that entrance edge? Instead of staying to the circle, he leaned out of the circle. And that's always a very dangerous thing to do. Triple flip. Well, there's a lot of tension to his skating, a lot of pizzazz to it, a lot of sort of camera obvious moves. I mean, he just has a wonderful presence, I think, on the ice. There's certainly nothing bland about him.
But he has toned it down just a little bit over the last couple of years. He used to have some wild movements.
Well, he still does, you know, to a certain degree. I mean, look at these in this straight boom, boom. That he really. See, now this one sort of has speed and continuous motion, and it adds to the program, I think.
Evgeny Plushenko just turned it up a notch here in Madison Square Garden.
You know, I think the audience likes it because they saw that he really tried. He really pushed it. He didn't lay back. It wasn't slow. It wasn't dull. And he's got pizzazz with his skating. It's bizarre sometimes, but it's quite wonderful.
We're out of their seats in the Garden for Evgeny Plushenko. Timothy Gable is your leader. We'll come back and check the marks for the reigning world champ in just a moment here at the Campbells International Figure Skating Classic. Meanwhile, Yevgeny Plushenko in the kiss and cry along with his coach Alexei Mishin after bringing the crowd out of their seats here in Madison Square Garden.
This was his first quadruple toe. Look at the attempt here, the turns, the tight revolution, the double-footed landing. That kept it from being a perfect move. Now look right here again and watch the feet in the air. First of all, the legs are straight. They're very tightly turned. The toe pick first, 3-turn back edge, toe pick. Look at that, nice turn there, but not far enough around. Didn't unhook and double-footed it. But later on, he did a triple axel that I think was really interesting. Watch the body lean on the forward edge. It's out of the circle. See how he goes out there and nevertheless saves it, even though he falls out of the landing. And boy, that's a danger point right there.
For technical merit. 5.8.
Recently threw out the first pitch at Camden Yards for the Orioles game and said he never felt so out of his element and nervous in his entire life, even at the Olympics. First set now. Look at those, Dick. 5.8.
Oh, well, they're very good marks. Clearly, he was the best free skater tonight. There's still a lot of gaps in his program, but he had, you know, a very, very acceptable. This is a program which, if I were him, I'd take it.
Ones across the board after the 5.8s and 5.9s for presentation, and Yevgeny Plushenko vaults ahead of Timothy Gable. So here are your final standings. Yevgeny Plushenko is the champion here in New York City. Timothy Gable ends up in second place, and Michael Weiss, the 3-time U.S. champion, ends up in third. And right now, Peter Carruthers is standing by with the winner. Peter?
All right, Terry, Yevgeny, a good performance. How did that knee hold up?
Actually, I'm so happy. Beginning of the season, I did 2 quads, clean program, so and knee a little bit better, but the same pain.
Now, you could skate in up to 7 competitions this season. Your knees take a pounding with those huge jumps. You have a torn cartilage in your right knee. How are you going to make it through?
You know, we have doctors who will help me with maybe injection or with some physical therapy. And I look forward, and I will skate. I will try my best. And I'm so happy. Audience, it's awesome.
Nice effort. Congratulations.
Top 2 skaters anywhere in the world. A new series of challenges lies straight ahead, and today we get a glimpse of what the new season might hold. Michelle Kwan is a 5-time world champion and 7-time U.S. champ. She has sustained a level of excellence longer than any other contemporary skater and has defined artistry on ice for her generation.
Wait a minute.
Sasha Cohen has been on the verge of brilliance for the past 4 years. Her talent has inspired awe, her passion, rave reviews. But consistency is the one final piece of the puzzle she looks to add in the year ahead. A host of challengers will be chasing 2 American stars over the next 7 months, and today is the first test. And back inside Madison Square Garden here in the heart of Manhattan, the Campbells International Figure Skating Classic continues. Along with Dick Button and Peter Carruthers, I'm Terry Gannon. And Peggy Fleming joins us now as the ladies are on the ice warming up for their free skates. And Dick, no question, Michelle Kwan is the headliner.
Well, you know, she never ceases to amaze me. She looks to be in beautiful condition. She's elegantly dressed. It's a new program. She's put together. She's ready. I mean, she just has been flowing wonderfully through all the years. It's nice to see.
And Peggy, another one who says she's ready right now is Sasha Cohen.
Well, she has everything. She has line, she has technique, spins, beauty, and she just has to rein in all of her talents and skate clean programs this year, and she'll be unbeatable. She's an extraordinary athlete.
Well, the surprise of last season, maybe, Dick, was the Russian Yelena Sokolova.
Well, she was wonderful then, and she doesn't look quite as in good condition now as I think she could be. But where's the start of the season?
So we're set for our first look at the ladies this season. And Dick and Peggy, great to have you back alongside and be back with you. Excited about a new season?
I am. And I think that, you know, it's going to be a very pivotal year for our sport with all the changes in the judging system. But
I'm going to still remain very optimistic about our sport. I think we're going to survive.
I didn't recognize this guy next to us without the beard. What happened, Mr.
Well,
Button?
I decided if I couldn't have it where I wanted it, I wouldn't have it any place. So there you go.
With beard, without beard, big set to go. So's Peggy, and I am too. Now we take a look at the order in which the ladies will skate. Michelle Kwan has to wait a bit before taking the ice. And the last skater to take the ice here today in New York, Sasha Cohen. So the Campbellls International Figure Skating Classic, the first of many throughout the season here on ABC Sports, will travel about 50,000 miles or so, bringing you the top events in skating. On the ice first for the ladies, and Patrice McDonough.
There's a wonderful reserved quality and a very calm elegance about Anne Patrice's skating. Opening jump here is a double axel.
Kind of a leaning position, not standing up really quite good enough at the end of that jump, but it was a clean one. Triple Lutz combination. Such an easy entrance. It's almost as though she didn't fight through it. There was an elegant quality to it. Rather surprising that she fell.
It was almost like she gave up. This flying camel could have more stretch, more extension.
More arch.
2002 was a banner year for Anne Patrice McDonough in many ways. She won the 2002 World Junior Championship. Remember this event to start the year, she almost beat Michelle Kwan. She came in second.
She can be absolutely stunning on the ice. I think this is a very difficult piece of music to skate to. It's a lot to live up to. To a triple flip. Only did a double.
If you notice, this is a very laid-back program, very quietly, elegantly performed. Straight line footwork. Stop and start kind of program. You know, For her first performance, that was a very acceptable performance. It was well controlled. She did it elegantly. She had nice qualities through it. There were some leans on some of the jumps, which I think can be straightened up a little bit. But, you know, essentially, it's a wonderful start for the season.
The 18-year-old from Colorado Springs, Colorado, who was born in Seoul, South Korea, and Patrice McDonough.
This triple toe loop, really very smooth, elegant, quiet entrance to it. But watch what happens as she steps up and falls right there. It's just as though she landed and kept right on going down and never really made it into a jump.
And here are the judges' marks for Anne Patrice McDonough for technical
So we'll see what
merit.
the judges thought of her performance now. The first one of the season for Anne Patrice. 5.2 to 5.4, the marks for technical merit.
They're all within a very tight range of 5.2 to 5.4. You can't get much difference from that.
Tom Zakrajcik alongside. She left him for a while and is back. Called it a miscommunication at that point, but working well together now. Presentation marks 5.4 up to 5.6 for Anne Patrice McDonough. The young American Jenny Kirk takes the ice, who may have a new career ahead of her as a pair skater.
At the end of June, I started pair skating with Fedor Andreev from Canada, and I love it. Before we started, I could never think of myself as a pair skater. I was always, you know, pair skating is so dangerous. I can't believe those girls are going to get thrown around, and it seems so scary. But once we actually started doing it, I love it. I love the idea of being thrown. I love being lifted up in the air, and the whole concept of working with another skater and trying to master something.
Would you all please welcome now Jennifer Kirk.
You get the feeling that Sarah Hughes will be successful no matter what she tries to do in life, and we certainly wish her well at Yale. On the ice right now, the 19-year-old from Newton, Massachusetts, here is Jenny Kirk.
Very easily done. She has very nice posture and beautiful arms.
This triple Lutz combination, always a difficult move. You saw the high kick going up, and then again it was too close to the barrier. She stumbled, and that caused that problem. For the last half century, I've watched skaters skate too close to the barrier.
And they just procrastinate about taking off on a difficult jump like that, and they always end up in the corner.
It's called not being ice smart. Very delicate quality about her. She takes her time, she presents her moves, and the moves follow through and are completed.
Now triple toe, double toe. Now another combination here, this triple flip, double toe.
Good for her.
Jenny won the 2000 World Junior Championship and the Four Continents title last year, which was a big step for her. Now trains in Rochester Hills, Michigan, and has actually been trying her hand at pair skating. And may compete in pairs in the future.
And she says actually skating pairs has improved her single skating.
Why would that be?
Well, I don't know, maybe, you know, skating with somebody and helping the timing of each other makes you think through things a little bit better on your technique and strengthening your upper body. You know, she's got to now have upper body strength.
Didn't help that flip jump.
And this triple sow cow, back inside edge takeoff. Nicely done.
Difficult move, double axel. Oh, I love it when she smiles like that. She finally relaxes. You know, just such a light, delicate skater. It's a pleasure to watch her. It's never rushed, never pushed, never overstretched. It's just very pleasant and beautiful to see.
19-year-old Jenny Kirk getting her season underway here in Madison Square Garden.
And here's a look at her triple lutz she did early in the program. Taps in and didn't really check out of that landing. And here later on in this triple flip, kind of leaning in the air, not giving a lot of energy to the tap in to get enough lift.
5.3.
It's her second season with her coach,
5.2.
Richard Callahan. He's alongside in the kiss and cry. Now the first set of marks, 5.2, 5.3 in that range for technical merit.
You know, she's a beautiful skater, but I think she's doing herself a disservice by not being able to attack it with more force and being able to be more consistent in her jumps. The falls on the lutz and the flip did it.
Presentation marks 5.2 up to 5.5, so not quite the start to the season Jenny Kirk wanted. When we come back, the five-time world champ, Michelle Kwan. Hard to imagine a day when she doesn't compete at this level, but there are other things she wants to do.
123. I do have dreams of getting married and having kids, and it might not be now, might not be 5 years from now, but down the road, I think I will. And I also like to have a different career. I mean, I'm very ambitious and determined, so I don't know what I'd like to do, but it'd be fun just because it'd give me something else to work on, and new projects, and a new book. I mean, not literally a book, but I mean sort of a new chapter in my life.
So a good look at the axle from Mr. Button, and I'm sure we will see one on the ice in just a moment as Michelle Kwan gets ready for her first performance of the season. What a year she had once again last year. A perfect 5-0, another win at the U.S. National Championships, her 7th, and another win at the World Championships, her 5th. And here she is
Representing the United States,
season.
Michelle Kwan.
She just keeps going and seemingly getting better and better with age. Now 23 years of age.
Well, she loves to compete. She loves the intensity.
And physically, she never seems to change. It's not like other skaters that blow heavy and then thin and then heavy, and then she's always appears to be in good shape.
Skating to the music of Tosca.
Slutskaya's music from last year.
No, from the Olympics. And I think she must really love it. It has a lot of passion. And this is out of the ordinary for her to select somebody else's music, especially a close competitor like Slutskaya.
Look at how delicate that triple toe loop was, how clean and positive and perfect it was. Ooh, a little bit of a wobble on that one.
Triple flip.
Steady landings. I mean, they're really wonderful to see. Double axel. This music lives on with the performance of Maria Callas. What a dramatic impact this whole feeling and the whole history of this song, this music is.
Well, there's so much drama in this music and a lot of heart.
Beautiful. It really is just pulling these off exquisitely. Nice back position. Nice back spin.
Very nice combination, triple toe, double toe.
Oh, popped that one out completely, that triple Lutz.
Gives this footwork a lot of emotion, a lot of feeling.
It continues with excitement and speed, and that's what I think is very important. Well, you know, that was a good start for the year, even with that one popped Lutz. You know, it really, and one two-footed Lutz. The rest of it was really a solid, mature performance.
And she
Very
is so
commendable.
loved. She is so loved by the crowds.
Peggy, you know what it
Very
feels
deserved.
like to be able to touch people's emotions by what you do on the ice, and she does it year in, year out.
And it's very fulfilling.
Michelle Kwan.
Now, this triple flip, look at the steadiness going into it. The reach back, the turns, very clean. The back perfectly up in the air. Not at all a bent over position. And here on this triple Salchow, again, look at the turns, the revolution. Very clean. An impressive start, I must say.
And here was a problem she had on the triple Lutz. Watch her tap in there. It wasn't a good solid tap and sort of opened up, sort of lost her rhythm on that jump.
And now here are the judges' marks for Michelle Kwan. For technical
There's her
merit.
coach, Scott Williams. She's been working with him since September of last year. And now the marks with technical merit. Oh, 5'4", but up to 5'7".
Well, that's all right. You know, I mean, if you stop to look at the other marks that that particular judge has given, you'll see that they're 5'4s and 5'3s and 5'2s.
Second set for presentation, much higher, Peggy.
She is wonderful. She just takes command of the ice and command of this audience, and there's nobody like her.
Ones across the board for Michelle Kwan, who now has the lead here at the Campbell's International Figure Skating Classic. We're coming back to the Big Apple with Yelena Sokolova, the world silver medalist last year, a long way from home in Moscow, but feeling right at home.
You know, I love New York because it's really much people here, and everything is like, everybody is running everywhere. I was born in big cities, so I love noise, which you have in New York and which we have in Moscow. So I love here because all people is really busy all the time. So that's nice because you feel like you live here, not just waiting for the next moment.
Here's the 2003 Russian ladies national champion and 2003 world silver medalist. Let's all welcome now Yelena Sokolova.
From a promising career at the age of 18 to almost giving up the sport a couple of seasons ago to a world silver medal in 2003. Here is Yelena Sokolova. Michelle Kwan is currently your leader.
It's only a double.
And there were 2 turns coming out of it in addition. That was a double. And the fallout. I think there's not much energy here.
This is what we saw on the practice. She doesn't look like she's in the top shape that she was in last season.
She's had really a wonderfully interesting up and down career. I mean, for a period of time there, she was absolutely expelled for poor performance. Then she got back into it, asked Victor Kudryavtsev to take her on. He refused, but his wife said, no, take her on. And she learned her jump, pulled herself back up beautifully. And I suspect that by the end of this winter, we'll see quite a different performance coming out of her than what we're seeing tonight.
Well, she's very capable of doing wonderful performances. She has a very fresh face, very nice feeling when she's skating, very happy feeling.
Double-footed, all kinds of problems there.
There's just no energy in this program at all.
Of the many obstacles that she has had to overcome, there's one that happened a little bit over a year ago that we can all relate to, those of us who fly quite often. She was on a flight, opened the overhead bin, and a piece of luggage came down and hit her right in the head. She suffered a concussion. Doctors told her initially she'd be away from the ice for 6 months. Only took her 2 to get back on the ice. But you're not safe from injury, even in that overhead bin above. Last year at Worlds, no one enjoyed that event more than she did. That's not the smile we saw in Washington, D.C.
That was
last
a
season.
very tentative little
Not anything close.
Bit of a forced smile for the 23-year-old from Moscow. We'll come back with the marks for Yelena Sokolova in just a moment.
The final skater to take the ice is next. It's Sasha Cohen.
I think that I've been consistently getting better over the past few years, and I look at where I started a couple of years ago and where I am now, and I'm a lot more consistent now than I was then. I still have a lot of steps to go, but I am getting there, and you know, it is difficult to put out perfect performances, and it's something I've been working on a lot, and hope to see quite a few performances of this season.
So if Kwon is going to be beaten here in Madison Square Garden, it is up to this skater right here, the last one to take the ice, Sasha Cohen, who had a terrific season, at least much of last season was, throughout the Grand Prix Series. She won Skate Canada, won Trophy La Ligue, probably should have won Cup of Russia, and then she won the Grand Prix final. Right now, Michelle Kwon, leader, and Patrice McDonough from the U.S. right behind Kwon.
Two-time U.S. national silver medalist, ladies and gentlemen, Sasha Cohen.
So here's the 18-year-old from Laguna Niguel, California, who now lives in Connecticut. And Tatiana Tarasova is her coach. She's got it all together at this point. It's just a matter of keeping it together and keeping her focus throughout every performance. She just always seems to have that one moment where it falls apart, and hoping that this year that changes. Sasha Cohen.
The music, Swan Lake.
And if anybody can perform to this music, it's this young lady.
She has never beaten Michelle Kwon.
She's opening with this triple Lutz. Double toe, very solid, very sure. She said she feels stronger now. She's been doing a lot of off-ice training to build her endurance. She swims, runs, lifts weights. Feels very, very confident this year.
Look at the beautiful positions on the landing, the straight back and the straight line of the body right from head to toe over the ice.
By the way, the marks for Yelena Sokolova for technical merit range from 4.5 up to 5.1, and for presentation 5.1 up to 5.5. A disappointing start for the Russian.
Fabulous extension on this flying camel.
If you notice the entrance to that flying camel, no turn on the ice, beautiful spring. This spiral combination has what is now called a wow factor.
Great control, very steady. Awesome move.
Exquisite positions. Wonderful, wonderful arm position. Oh, that's magnificent. Oh, that was lovely. Look at the dance sensibility that she has here. Triple flip. Now, you see, she doubled that, and that, I think, was a change in her mind from a triple Lutz to a triple flip. And that might have caused that problem.
Double-footed?
It was wobbled on the base, yes, it was not perfect. But look at the position on this layback. I mean, that is mind-blowing.
And it's totally the character of this music, too.
Peggy, when she does what she's capable of doing, is she the best in the world?
She is awesome. I mean, her extension and her technique on her jumps is outstanding. And I think, you know, she could be unbeatable if she can pull this off again and again and again and be steady. Fabulous footwork. Very strong at the end of this program, and this combination keeps building. And look at this position and the stretch and the energy. Wow. That was awesome.
Now, what a joy that was. That was absolutely phenomenally beautiful. Two minor glitzes, but magnificent.
There she is, Sasha Cohen.
The most important part about it was that she maintained her concentration through it. She didn't lose it. And that, if she continues that through this year, it will be a phenomenal year. She is one of the few skaters I've ever seen who can handle and absorb and perform the role that she has taken on of Swan Lake. A magnificent interpretation. Now, this triple Lutz, look at the back position, the stretch, the strength of the leg, the really wonderful combination. Triple Lutz and a good double toe. I mean, I'm just breathless about her skating. Right there, that move is exquisite. And look at this camel spin, the position that she has here, the arch of the back and the stretch and the upward arch of the entire body. And that, I mean, is a lovely new, I think, contribution to the world of spinning. Really, I mean, she's just magnificent. And in this triple Lutz, watch what happens right here. Reach back, triple flip, I mean, right there. Turning edge, double foots the landing, and that's the one flaw of the program.
And now, here are the judges' marks for
What'd you call it, Dick? The wow factor?
Well, that's a term that's used in really something that rises above the occasion.
Well,
and her spiral does.
It endured. It lasted throughout the entire performance. Tatiana Tarasova alongside, and 5/8 across the board for technical merit.
Oh, and she deserved every inch of it. I'm particularly pleased to see that she was able to maintain her concentration. That has been her downfall to this point. How wonderful if that's finally solved.
Presentation marks, Peggy, 5'9".
They were absolutely exquisite. It couldn't have been a better performance for Swan Lake. She did a gorgeous job.
Let there be no doubt. One's across the board for Sasha Cohen. She is able to win her first competitive event of the new season, and she does it in convincing fashion. And this is the first time that she has ever beaten Michelle Kwan. So it's Sasha Cohen who captures the gold medal here at Madison Square Garden. Michelle Kwan, she's very good, but just not good enough on this day. She ends up in second, and Patrice McDonough rounding out the top three. 3 Americans here in the top 3 in New York City. Right now, let's go over to Peter Carruthers, who is with the champion. Peter?
All right, Terry. Well, Sasha Cohen, you must be delighted, but what does this do for your confidence, having upset the 5-time world champion, Michelle Kwan?
I think what's done the most for my confidence is just doing what I've done in practice and putting it out here. And this being the first time I've ever, placed ahead of Michelle, it's a huge step because she's such a consistent skater that knows how to put it together. And it just kind of, it tells me I'm getting there. I'm going in the right direction, and I'm becoming a strong competitor. She's a great American Idol, and, I hope to follow in her footsteps.
Do you feel you could stay more focused here, your concentration better this season?
I think over the summer, I've been practicing every day on and off the ice of exactly what I want to see, what I want out of my skating, and I was able to just bring that all together and take that with me out here tonight.
Well, congratulations. Terry?
Thank you.
All right, Peter, thank you very much. That does it from New York City. Make sure you join us again next Sunday at 12:30 Eastern for Smart One Skate America as the Grand Prix Series gets underway. Coming up next is the final round of the Chrysler Classic, except on the West Coast. For our coordinating producer, Kurt Gowrie Jr., and our director, Dick Buffington, for Peggy Fleming, Dick Button, and Peter Carruthers, I'm Terry Gannon. So long, everybody, from New York City.
And you ain't had enough to eat. The glitter of right off, and you're nowhere. They say the girls are something else on Broadway. But looking at them,
ABC Sports is online at ESPN.com. Search ABC Sports.